Welcome to my tutorial on a program called Samsung Magician, which is a program for monitoring your SSDs or hard drives or USB pens and scanning and checking, making sure they're working and not overheating. So first of all, we need to download it. Oh, you do. What the fuck? Sorry, ChatGPT. Now, Samsung Magician. Got that. Click there. Go to that. Click that. And then choose Windows. If you're using these versions, I'm not doing a video on that subject. I'm doing Windows. So click on that, double click on it. It'll come up as setup, and then double click on it and follow the instructions, and you installed. Very simple stuff. Now, then you load it up. Now, in here, oh yeah, before I carry on, I should sound a lot better now. I found out what was issues with my sound settings on my microphone. That have been set up differently with wireless headsets when it comes to mic. Now, here's my write speed for my terabyte, my drive, which you can choose your drives up here. Then you've got temperatures and everything here. Would do full screen, but it doesn't allow me. Then I'm going to do a start here to do a test to show how it works. You can use short smart, extended smart test. I'd recommend full, but for this video I'm going to do a short because, well, I'm making a video. And I don't recommend doing this when recording, but I'm going to. I'm going to start now. Wouldn't hurt anything, I don't think. Back in a minute. Okay, that is that done. Now you can see my read speed, my write speed, my random read speed, and my random write speed. You can export it here, and it saves it as a picture. The picture would just be this piece here. Don't know why you'd want to do that for, but there you go. Plenty of pieces of software you can do a better job than that. That'll be another video altogether, okay? And if you scroll down here, you've got performance, balance, and this. I'll discuss that in a minute when we go through that section. Okay, and this is a proper Samsung thing. You can see a bit of thing testing on it, but we'll go for that later. And you can see this basic stuff, and you can choose your different drives and do your scan to each individual drive. I'm sticking to the C drive for now, for the purpose of this video. And you can see your speed, temperature, your temperature, and they're good. Green is good. That's good. Oh, me, obviously good's good. Sorry. Now if we go into here, you got the latest firmware version for your drive, whatever one you selected up here, your activity, and what the cable is. Mine's a SATA 3. Classify files. I clicked that and I wish I didn't click it. No, I didn't redone. This is the second time I've done this video, to be honest, guys. I had issues with my mic. I never noticed that there. So let's quickly look that one up. Classify file 9 has been organized them by type, subject, date. Okay. Yeah, what's the point in that? I have a video I done last week, was it? About how to organize how to have files in the right order. So ignore that, don't need that. OOD flag is what you want for that. Okay. And obviously you can choose which choice you want. Then you can go diagnostic scan, as we've seen before. But we're doing here again because it's a bit different. It gives you more information. Like here, you've got your good and bad. We just wait for that because that's not going to take long. And obviously, as I said before, I'd use full scan, which can take 3 hours, depending on the speed of your computer and the size of the drive you're scanning. I hate that name, drive. It's not a hard drive, it's SSD, but there we go. As you see, mine's 100% good, no bad. This is a very good way, so you can go through each one and then you can check if you're suspicious of. Whoa. Yeah, my bad, sorry. You changed my display, mate. Where were we? Aha. So you can check for each drive of the setting if it's good. Now on this drive, we can do it again, and then you can see if this drive's good. There's another reason why you want to do a full scan. You need to know exactly all that information. Short scan can miss out bad sectors, and you need to see those bad pieces. So then you know if your drive's reliable or if you need to buy a new one. And you want to copy, then you'd want to copy the data from your bad one to your new one, which there is a piece of software in this software, a part in this software that can do that for you too. So I'll be showing later. There's all the files prepared, all the good files and no bad, so we know we're good there. LED settings, and that's if your drive supports LED. Mine does not. Go back to C drive quickly. Nope, my bad. Yeah, mine doesn't support LEDs. It's only if you can got LEDs on your drives. You don't. If I can, obviously don't show that because I got it. Getting tongue tied. Now in here I've got another one which will show you more information. I'll do that to show you. Let's click start. I'll be back when that's done. And that's that done. As you see, you get a little notification here, which overrides if you're on top of something else. So if you're doing something else like watching YouTube, then you'll be able to see it. Not sure I'd be doing that personally, but I suppose if you're scanning, say, a drive down here for your games, and your Windows is on this drive, then I can't see it being an issue because it's on a separate drive. But personally, when I'm scanning all and doing things like that myself, I think it's best just to leave your computer alone. But there we go. Now you can see my sequence read, write, random reading, random write. And that's where I left over the last month of your performance, so you can check if your drive's working good and all. Then in here, this is what I was talking about earlier, that's I discussed later. This is now. I would recommend current. Because basically what this is here, this Rapid, is basically it uses your computer's system memory and hard drive, if I remember correctly, to boost your drive's performance to make it run faster, which apparently can be very good. When I say apparently, I mean actually apparently, not definitely. Apparently it can help to boost your drive's speed, but I do not think it's a good idea to boost your drive's speed faster than it is designed to go. Just like overclocking a CPU, I think is a bad idea. Yeah, people do it for years and it's fine, but I still believe 100% that the drive or a CPU dies quicker than it would do if you didn't do that, because you're putting it under strain. No matter if you've got your cooling in your system perfect, you're still straining that piece of hardware. Could be wrong. That's what I do, and that's what I'm always saying in my future tech videos, and that's what I'm always going to do. Now, somebody proves me wrong, and proves me how I'm wrong, and not just say I'm wrong. And you've got different versions of it there. And obviously, you can look it up, but I just explained it basically. And then over in here, when it loads, this one takes a little bit of time. So a little drink of coffee a minute. Come on. Do I really have to stop the recording again? Yes, I do. Back in a minute. So it got loaded up. Now this one here, I always forget what this is. Allocate a certain capacity of the SSD to an available space to improve the performance and lifetime of the SSD. Note, data may be damaged if it is in raw partition. What? So it can make the SSD last longer, but it can destroy your data. Are you guys ready right there? I would not use that. That seems dumb. We're not going to go into no more of that because that's dumb. Why do you want to turn something on that can break your data if it's in raw format? Okay. Moving on. Down to data management. Here's the driver chosen. You can see the size of it, how much I'm using, and the max size. Then you can choose, say, okay, like this is what I was saying earlier. If you got a drive, say, so say it's your Windows, no, not your Windows drive. That would fun. You would imagine it would. It's say your Windows drive, okay? No, don't do it your Windows drive. You never clone a Windows drive because it might not work. But oh yeah, sorry. You can if you're using the same motherboard. Say you're using the same motherboard, same setup, and you want to clone your Windows drive because it's dying. So you choose it here. Then you choose, say, this for your destination. Then you click start and it will copy the data from this one onto this one. Make sure this one's blank, obviously. Then you can take your computer apart, unplug this one, and then move this one up to here on that part, on that cable. Then it will boot like Windows, like normal, except for boot off your new SSD. Have not tested it, do not know how good or reliable it is. I will be trying it in the future, but at the moment I have no dodgy drives to test it with. And I don't have an alternative rig I can use for mucking about with things and testing things. And I don't want to take apart my gaming rig. So that'll be in the future. But that's what that is. Now, security settings. You can create a bootable USB drive. That'd be good for if you want to install, say, you want to download, you go to Microsoft's website, you pay for, say, Windows 11 digital download. Imagine it's got to pay digital downloads like Windows 10 Professional, what the version of Windows you're looking at now. So then you can download that, then you extract the ISO with an ISO program onto your USB pen, and let's use it to make it bootable. So when you plug it into your computer and you reset your computer and make sure it's got selected in here BIOS, it can then flipping neighbours. It can then boot off the USB pen, and it's bootable. So then you can install Windows. Not sure what other reasons you'd want a bootable USB, and I would use that mode because that's legacy, and legacy means basically outdated. And why would we want it outdated? And yeah, UEFIOS, United Extension Firewall Interface, is the modern standard firewall that replace the old ones. Close. So you'd only want to use this if you use an old computer. For modern computers, you use that. And here you can choose a driver and completely erase it. But then you could also just go in here and go wait, what? There's no format. Oh, there it is, yeah. You could go in here and format it. Now, obviously, it's giving me a warning because that's not a good idea. Because it's Windows. At least this day and age, it does prevent you from doing it. Not like back in the day, I would try to and then mess things up. But there we go. That's that. Now we go to here. Well, I can't use that on mine, so we can't. I can show you that. This disk where running OS is installed is not supported for. Oh. So if I train to this one, because you can't do it in Windows, what you just said. I don't know what these things are myself. Yeah, I can't do it. This feature is not supported only for docked devices. Locked devices. I have no idea what that is. But we will look it up because this is a tutorial. After all. So I don't know all the things, but I can't know everything. I will do videos on more depth of things that are important in the future. But here we go, there it is. PSID can refer to Panel Study Income Dynamics, a major USA family survival. No, not that. I don't think that's it. REVERT. That's better. Ignore that last one. Is that playing? No, good. A PSID, a physical security ID, reverts is a process to cryophysiology. That. What does that say? Erase a self-encrypted drive SSD, wiping all the data and storing it to factory default setting using a unique 32. So basically that restores it back to factory default. So that won't even be factory formatted. That will even remove the partition, I'd imagine, because when you first get a drive, it has no partition on it. That's a different video later on. And encrypted drives are basically a super secure way to lock the drive so nobody can access your data without a password. I will be doing more information about this. If you think about doing it, please look it up. That is a pretty advanced subject there, but that is outside the scope of this video. Okay, system default. This just shows you your system or what you're running. Same here, more system information and your drives. Very basic stuff. Here, well, pardon me, is the news. How boring. Help center. I wonder how helpful the help center is. Probably not very helpful. Sorry, Samsung. But most places, when you come to South, you come to health things, are just not great. But there's help if you need it. Chatbot. Guaranteed that's AI. And then here's your settings. Like, I got it so it loads up when I run my computer, so it's monitoring my SSD. May slow it down a bit, but heck, you want to make sure your drives are good. You don't want things dying and losing things, like back in the day with the old hard drives. They're horrible for that. And I've got it set to do the same thing for blah, blah, blah. And I've got a Samsung Magician as default program to manage my Samsung portable SSDs. There's no portable SSDs in my computer, and technically there are portable and they're not portable. Technically there's no such thing as a portable SSD. It's just an SSD put in a case with a lead plugged in the back, then put into your into your USB port. So you could open up one of those things, open up one of those cases, take the SSD and stick it in your computer, then it's not portable. So, okay. Portable and non-portable are actually the same thing. It's just portable in a case with a lead you can plug into USB. If you didn't know, you do now. And your language, the Celsius thing, which I don't understand why it says it's in Celsius. It says Celsius here. But if we go back to, stop it Mark, home database, dashboard, it says Celsius. Wait a second. Okay, I swear earlier it says Fahrenheit. It doesn't matter. But actually choose Celsius or Fahrenheit. Obviously, I'm in England, so I want Celsius. Display options. It's automatic, so it's like, I suppose that makes this bigger. Not sure. I'll leave on auto. I don't see why you need to mess around with that. Correct data for the driving performance. As for history, show history thing, I suppose. Every 10 minutes it gives you auto refresh option. Not sure what that is. I might do more advanced video on that. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. And deleting your dashboard history, and that deletes your history. I reckon that just keeps data of the history of your drive. So if you are having trouble with your drive, you can go back to particular date and see what it was doing and what was going on, I think. If you want more information on that, please let me know. But I believe, when after thinking about it, that's all that is. So I'll see you guys again for the next tutorial, whatever that may be. Bye for now.